Welcome to Diversity Conversations, where we engage in thought-provoking dialogue to identify leadership solutions to today's most challenging conflicts. Streamed live each week, Saturday 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Hosted by Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Strategist and CEOs Eric Ellis and Tommy Lewis. Join us and add your voice to this engaging diversity conversation.
Good morning, Greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, the United States, and the world. My name is Eric Ellis. I'm the president and CEO of Integrity Development Corporation, and I'm joined this morning by my good friend and brother,
Tommy Lewis, president and CEO of Make It Plain Consulting. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, Tommy. How are you, man?
Man, it's a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. I'm doing great. I'm excited to be with us today, be with you. I do know and understand you've been traveling. Looking forward to hearing some more about that as well. But it's great to be with you this morning.
Absolutely, man. I had a fantastic week. I had a chance to go. Well, the last time we were kind of together, at least by cell phone, was at the Reds opening day game, man. How much fun was that for a few innings?
Yeah, it was great, man. It was great. It was great to get started for about a half a game.
Yeah.
And then race to the bottom. Right.
Man, I was sitting around in the hotel, man, because I actually took the family, me and my kids. We did sort of a, these kids are doing birthdays just like for the whole month, So
Yeah.
My daughter had a birthday and we stayed down at the hotel. Man, we stayed at the AC Hotel. And I don't know if you stayed at that one, Tommy, but man, I didn't know that you could walk right out the hotel into the park. So that was just lovely, man. So I was enjoying that. And when the first inning started, they was behind like 4-0. I wasn't in any hurry.
Right.
But then when I walked over there, man, as soon as I walked into the stadium, I don't know what I brought, but Reds, come on back home. Let me get to one of them games.
Yep.
Because as soon as I walked in, man, I didn't go to my seat. I went up to see the field, and the brother knocked a home run, man, that bounced off the back wall, tied it all up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man! And so there we were till the 8th.
Until the 8th to the 9th, actually, top of the 9th.
Right.
They scored 6 runs, but
wow.
Yeah, man. Baseball's a long season.
Yeah.
Baseball is an analogy of life. There are going to be many fastballs that you can catch up to and hit.
Yeah.
But there's also going to be curveballs. So not only life, but we know by way of business, there's a lot of curveballs. And then sometimes, Eric, the rules are changed mid-game.
Okay.
Mid-game. And so that's why I love baseball. I love coaching baseball. I love playing baseball. And it's an opportunity for us to do that. And see, baseball, as far as professional baseball, began in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Right.
And that's why there's great fanfare around opening day. When we were the Cincinnati Red Stockings. And, we had the big red machine in the 70s.
Right.
We won a national championship, the World Series in 1990. And we're still trying to find our way right now. So we will get back. This is a baseball town / football town / college basketball town. But we will get back to some form of excellence in a moment.
Tommy, I'm so glad that you have experience and knowledge around baseball. As you know, I've been invited to serve on the Cincinnati Reds Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Board. I'm honored to be able to do that. Talk a bit about why people of color should be interested in baseball, and where do you see that trajectory? It looks like, I don't know if it's on our radar. If not, why not? And why should we be interested?
So 3 reasons I believe that African Americans and people of color should be interested in baseball. I'm going to share very quickly from a participation perspective and then from a viewing or kind of a patron perspective. From a participation perspective, baseball, when you play it, it is much faster than when you watch it.
Okay.
Right. So when you get to a certain level, say if you're batting, the pitcher is throwing the ball 80, 90, in some cases 100 miles an hour.
Right.
You literally have nanoseconds to respond.
Right.
The batter hits the ball faster than the pitcher pitches it.
Mm.
So if the pitcher pitches it at 80 miles per hour, when a batter hits it, it's coming off the bat at 110, 120, 130 miles per hour. So there's little time to think in the time of play. The
Okay, hold on.
thinking,
Slow down, Tommy. Put us in the batter's box with you being there. You're
yep.
sitting there in the batter's box. The pitcher's throwing. What do you see?
Oh, that's a great question, Eric. So basically, I'm seeing the ball before it's pitched.
Woo!
Right? I'm seeing the ball before it's pitched. So in other words, I have to see potentially where the ball will be coming. If it's high, low, inside, out, I have to visualize that.
Wow.
And then when the pitcher winds up and throws it, I have to simply react.
Right.
And I have a half a second, maybe a quarter of a second to react.
Wow.
And that's if it's a fastball. If it's a curveball, I have to swing where I think the ball is going to go, not where the ball is.
Oh,
Very important. So if we're talking about life or we're talking about business, we don't plan for the moment to try to hit the pitch in the moment where it is. We plan for the future where it's going. And in providing a product or a service, that's where we are bringing value to a client, to a community, that we're forward thinking that we can literally hit the ball out the park, right? And so that's what I'm thinking in the batter's box. I am overwhelming myself with self-confidence, right? I'm self-talking to myself. You hear a professional.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, you always have to do that. Why do you have to do it, Eric? Is because one, you don't have a lot of time to react. And two, there is the risk of getting hit, right? You're going to get hit in the mouth, in the face, in the chest, in the body. You're going to take a hit.
Wow.
It's called hardball, not softball, right? Not ping pong ball. It's hardball.
Wow.
There's always a risk. But when you are able to overcome your fear of the risk and be overconfident, sometimes in baseball it's called cockiness, then that's what you need and have to be able to respond quickly and to be able to play that game called baseball, i.e. the game of life. Man, thank you for that question.
Whoa.
It's much more complicated than just getting up there and swinging the bat.
Now, come on now. You know what, Tommy? I asked that question, had no idea that you were going to preach a sermon that we could live life by. I mean, man, we're going to have you back to talk to us about the relevancy of baseball. You said you've got to see the ball before it's pitched.
Sorry.
And I think that, and you said that you have to have a bit of cockiness against an opponent that's coming at you. And so often we've lost our confidence in life. Life is pitching fastballs and curves, man. And we're in there shaking in the box, man. And sometimes you just got to get up and know that you are enough. Your preparation is enough. Your faith is enough. Who you're connected with is enough.
Come on.
To hit whatever kind of pitches life is throwing at you. Man, you said something to us this morning that just has blown me away. I know our guest is going to share some things about nutrition, some other things, but I know she's listening to what you had to say as well. Tommy, how was your week, man?
In short, Eric, the week was great. We got a number of calls, man. We got maybe 6 or 7 calls, Eric, this week from clients or potential clients through referrals. I would say that in Cincinnati, we learned of the 6 degree of separation. Mm-hmm. In Cincinnati, it's maybe 2 degrees, 3 degrees. It's a small town.
Right.
But we know that our work is not only in Cincinnati, it's across the country. So it's very important, and it showed itself this week through God's favor, that the work that we have consistently done with our clients, with our partners, and in our communities is resonating with other people. Okay. That I received 6 calls this week, and it started with, I was referred to you by X person. Right. They say you do great work, right? Would love to chat with you more about this. It was executive coaching. It was a culture audit. It was some diversity, equity, and inclusion training. It was to facilitate a difficult conversation, and which was very difficult. Actually, it's potentially going to be very, very difficult. And that's where I say, hey, put me in the game, coach. I'm ready to hit that ball.
Right.
And so it's been an honor, Eric. And I want to just shout out before I throw it to you, to all of our communities, partners, and clients. Please know that Make It Plain Consulting and myself, we're always thinking about you as human beings and as organizations ready for excellence. We're always thinking about that. So it's not we see you this day and then we leave you and we don't remember you until the next time. We're always thinking about how can we help you better your best. And so that's how this weekend was and has ended, with acknowledging where people are saying, we need help. Can you help? And we say,
Right.
thank you for letting us be in the game.
That's phenomenal, Tommy. I'm always so inspired, man, just getting reconnected with you on these Saturday mornings. This week was a great week for us as well. I had a chance to continue to work with delivering some coaching with one of our major clients. I was in Scottsdale, Arizona to do a keynote address to the Envelope Manufacturing Association, and just had a phenomenal time with them, man, talking about the importance of embracing diversity, equity, and inclusion, doing a search, executive search for the Americans for the Arts. So if anybody out there knows someone that is capable of serving as a vice president of communication, Americans for the Arts is a great organization that's looking for someone that might even be bilingual, speaking English and Spanish. But man, just had an exciting week. I'm still glad that I love what we do, Tommy.
Yes, sir.
That this is not just a career choice for you and I, but it's a way of life. And I tell people all the time, man, that when I was a kid, you know, Saturday mornings, I get up to watch cartoons, you know, and put on my mom's Old Town, fly around the house. And in many ways, that's what you and I do every week, man, is we put on our DEI capes and we try to make a difference in this broken world. And we are seeing hearts and minds and organizations and systems changed as a result of that. When I think about all of the division that's being sort of spewed at us on a regular basis, it's quite a miracle that we're able to make any progress and headways at all, Tommy. But I'm just glad that when I'm out here doing work in one direction, I'm grateful to know that Tommy Lewis and Make It Plain Consulting is working. It's like back to back. You know, we just fight the world out there back to back, trying to make this world a better place to live. So it's been an honor to work with you and an honor to do the work that we do.
Absolutely.
This morning, we've got a special guest that we're going to bring up, and that is Lisa Marsh. And Lisa Marsh, we are so glad to have you join us this Saturday morning. Sis, how are you this morning?
I am phenomenal this morning, gentlemen. How are you guys?
Outstanding, outstanding. Better now that you have joined us.
Yes, yes.
And you're a wonderful friend of Brooke Haynes, which is our producer. And so I'd like you to start by just sort of introducing yourself to our community. You have a wonderful background that has pivoted from many decades in the prison systems. But talk to us about who you are, where you're from, what you've done across your career, and what you're doing today.
Absolutely. Well, as you guys have been told, I'm Lisa Marsh. I own and operate Miss P's Gluten-Free, where we bake delicious, nutritious, and healthy gluten-free snack foods. Okay. We are on a mission to have people eat cleaner, eat healthier, enjoy your foods, and understand what you put in your body really matters. It really does. And I don't think enough of us know that.
Exactly. Exactly.
And when did you start the business?
I started the business in, that's a really good question. I started this journey probably in 2009. I began at the age of 42. I didn't know what was going on. I had acid reflux. I had digestive issues. I had severe flatulence, so much so my husband said to me, "You too pretty to smell like that."
Oh, okay.
So look, I needed to make a change. So the first thing you do when you know you've got to make some changes is go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor. I said, hey, what's going on? I can't eat anything. Even when I drink water, I've got this horrible flatulence. What's happening? And they were like, oh, stop eating fruits and vegetables, stop eating dairy, stop this, stop. I was like, I thought those things were good for you. I
Right.
don't understand. So I went to a training and I met a girl who told me she was gluten free. I was like, what is that? I
Right.
looked at her like she had two heads. But when she started describing her issues, she described me. I was like, that's what's happening with me.
Right.
Tell me more. So by the time I finished this conversation with her, I returned home. I threw out everything that had any wheat, rye, or barley, which is gluten. And gluten is the glue that is the binding agent for wheat foods like your pastas, your breads, your all of that. And I felt better. I even lost a few pounds, and you know we always happy about that. But then I went in search of good gluten-free snack foods. Coming from the city of Chicago, where my mother was a stay-at-home mom who cooked, I was like, I can't stay on this diet eating this stuff.
Right.
So I started baking. And what is ironic about me baking is I had told my mom years before that I'm going to college, so I don't have to cook every day.
Okay.
What am I doing now?
So much for that.
Cooking. So watch what you tell your mommy. But so I started baking, I started experimenting, I would put things together. And again, you remove that glue that binds food. And so a lot of stuff was crumbly, falling apart, and not very tasty. And then I just kept at it. And I created these cookie bars, which is our first product. Graham cracker crust, 2 types of chocolate, 2 types of nuts, a little bit of coconut, a little bit of sweetened condensed milk. So delicious. I would take it to work, and I worked at the federal prison at the time. And I would take it to work and give it to staff, and they'd be like, girl, what is this? We don't know what gluten-free is, but this is good. So you need to keep bringing this. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I got something. So then my husband, his stepmom is diabetic. And she's like, I love the cookie bars, but they're too rich for me. I can't. So I had a granola recipe. So I took out the sugar. I added a few drops of stevia. I added some flax and some chia, just really good, solid ingredients. And now I've changed all those to now all those are organic ingredients. And she loved it. She's like, OMG, this is delicious. So we were on to something. And unfortunately, in that same year, in 2009, my mommy passed away from congestive heart failure. She was only 60 years old, far too young to leave the earth. And for me, it became my mission to teach, and create deliciousness that is also nutritious and healthy so that we can eat better, move more, and understand that it matters what we put in our bodies.
So what are some of the misconceptions that people might have about gluten-free diet or eating, and then also when we are shifting our diet to be more healthy, in this case, gluten-free eating and baking, does it make us more regular? Do we kind of eat and then feel and see the results? Kind of talk through the myths then the outcomes.
There are lots and lots of myths about the gluten-free diet. One is that it will make you lose weight, and that is not true. Anything that you are going to do, like a diet, for me, it's a change of life, a life change.
Right.
If you're going to change your life, you need to understand that there are always going to be good things you can put in your body and bad things you can put in your body. A lot of the early gluten-free products were chock full of sugar. A lot of people thought, okay, if I'm taking out this binding agent, maybe I can put something in there that'll get more people to like it. So excess sugar, which is not good for us. I don't know if you guys know, but
Sure.
no. So anybody, anything that you eat, you have to know what the ingredients are. You have to know what you're putting in your body. So for me, it was very, very important to have our ingredients be something that people were familiar with, or you can look up easily on the internet.
Okay.
So we use organic flax, organic chia, organic rosemary, which we recently discovered as an agent to help the products stay fresher and extend our shelf life. Whole raw cashews, whole raw almonds, raw foods without the extra salt and the extra oils
Come on now.
is what we need to fuel our bodies. So that is truly my mission, is not to just create gluten-free snack foods, but to create gluten-free snacks that are healthier for you, that are better for you, that will fuel you. Because with the omega-3s and with the micronutrients that are available in our products, you can just go, be on top of your game. And we want to encourage people to just keep moving. It is when we are still and we're not doing anything, these couch potatoes, that all this disease and these issues just jump on us. I mean, from diabetes to heart disease, and it runs rampant in my family.
Right.
So I need to change that dynamic.
Mm.
I need to. See, my mom passed at 60. My dad was 42 when he passed away from a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2018, my middle sister was 51 and she passed away from a heart attack.
Mm.
If I can prevent just one family from having to endure what our family had to endure, then I have done my job. I have done what I've been put here for.
Right.
And I really feel called on this mission to change. Come on, you guys. Let's think about all these Twinkies and ho-hos. And now I'm not saying you can't treat yourself every now and then, but it's what you put in your body regularly, what you're fueling up with, is what's going to show up. What's going to show up on your face, what's going to show up on these hips.
So you make a good point, and Eric, obviously you jump in as well. You make a good point around energy.
Yes.
And so for our audience, many of our audience members are seasoned, 50, 60, 70 years old, right? Been around for some time, and energy starts to dissipate.
Yes.
Right after a while. So not only energy to get up and just move, like you said, but also energy to have fun.
Yes.
And so we can have fun. We can go dancing. We can sing a little bit for like a strong 15 minutes. Then we got to sit down and take a nap.
Oh my.
So you're saying seriously, I mean, just we just don't have the energy at 55 and 60, 65 like we did when we were 30.
That is
true. So you talked about energy food or energy ingredients. Yes. Can you talk a little bit more about how we can eat food, in this case, your solution, your product, and it's not just an energy boost, but something that can sustain us. This is not a 5-hour energy drink. That's not what it is. What can we do to change our mindset, to have more energy, to do more, and to be around longer?
Yes, that is our whole mission. What we need to do as individuals is first find out what you like and then figure out how to make that healthier. Because if you don't like it, no matter how healthy it is, you are not going to eat it. So for us, that's the first key, finding out, because when I first started this diet, I was like, so what do I want from this gluten-free thing? And what can I do? So I found foods that I like. First, I want to say I'm a self-proclaimed chocoholic. So I love chocolate. But I know now that milk chocolate is not what's best for me. So now I'm venturing into dark chocolate because it's got more antioxidants. It's better for you. And all you need is a little bit. I don't have to gorge myself every day in chocolate because I love it. But when I want to treat myself every now and then, just a little bit of square chocolate is fine. So it is finding what we like. It is training our minds to understand that if we're eating better, we're moving more, we're creating this energy, and then surrounding yourself with people who are doing the same thing.
That's right.
You cannot be the healthiest, most active one in your group. And if you are, you need a new group. You need a new group. So I say that all the time. Because for me, I'm 56. When I tell people that I've got 4 grandchildren and I am retired from the Federal Bureau of Prisons, I did 27 years, they like, girl, really? I'm like, yes, because I want to be around to see my grandchildren's children. And I know this. So I've started that mindset. I've changed that dynamic, and I'd like to change it for my entire family. I would like my family to understand that what we're putting in our body matters, how we're moving our body matters. So joining a yoga club, even just walking, if you don't have enough energy to do much, start walking. Start doing it a little bit at a time. You don't have to conquer everything in one day. But if you can do it in increments, if you can do it slowly, if you can start out just doing little things to increase that energy, to boost you, it works. And then work on here, work on this mind, because our mindset many times is what holds us back. So now I'm meditating. Now I'm praying every morning. I am listening to my Bible as I'm walking. You have to want to change and then figure out how you can do it best. We're all different. What works for me may not work for others. But you got to start, and you got to start somewhere. So start with what you like, then figuring out how to make it healthier. Change that mindset and know that, because in my family, diabetes, high blood pressure, my dad died from a stroke at 42. I am 56. I am on no medications except for some allergy medications. I take supplements, I work out, and I meditate and pray. And for me, that works.
So let me jump in here, Lisa, and say that it is divine providence that you have shown up on our show today. Tommy and I were not fully, aware that you would be joining us today. We are now. And I would say that there were some things that you were saying before the show started that I can now speak to. So I can tell you right now that I want to join forces with you to help you get your mission accomplished. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in financially. I'm in terms of networking you to other people, because see, here's the thing, and this is what ties your prison work to where you are. So you were working in prisons for 27 years. That feels like sort of hovering over death.
Oh, yes.
In many ways, when we're in prison, they do so little to prepare prisoners to really re-engage in society. You're literally shepherding, if you will, death. And you've moved from that to shepherding life. Yeah. And I think that I love the way that you say it. There is no reason why you should ever be in struggle.
Yeah.
So I'm going to become a customer and buy some things from you as well. I like what you say, because you're talking about customizing things to try to speak to where people are. I think that's a beautiful thing. This is the conversation that I was having with the woman that I was flying back, who I told you about. And for those of you that are watching, to show you just how God works, I was flying back from Phoenix by way of Chicago, and happened to sit next to Jennifer Maynard, the CEO of Nutrition Longevity. She's the owner of 4 companies. Tommy, we're going to have her on the show. But I'm saying that I'm going to connect you with her. But there's a message that God is trying to get across to us on this resurrection weekend.
Yes.
We got to begin to resurrect our mind and our spirit and our behaviors so that we can become the vessels that can be fully used. See, we're spending too much time in this society on negativity and things that are harming us mentally, emotionally, and physically. I say all the time, I think I had a dream one time where God was showing me that I put premium gas in my car and then less than regular food in my body. I've made a decision that I'm done with that. I just recently, Tommy, over the last probably 3 months, have been working on fitness. Tommy knows that with the family, but I've also been working on my eating and getting all the sugars out of my life and my taste buds. I've been buying carrots, which I like. So I had to figure out what I like and make sure that it's available. I've been doing almonds, jugs of water.
Very nice. Very nice.
That, I just put right there. Now, see, I don't even like drinking water, but I had to make it I had to figure out how I get water inside of Eric. It's with a straw. I mean, I literally had to just suck it down, Tommy. Just take a jug, just suck it down like work. It ain't even a good process.
You got to have it. You have got to have it every day, all day.
And these are things. And so if anybody's watching, don't believe that me and Tommy are just better than the rest of the world because we do water. We just started doing something. At least I did. Tommy's better than me. But I just started doing some of these things because I want the quality of my life to be higher.
Yes.
I'm tired of the aches and the pains. You see, when you were young and athletic and active, you felt invincible.
Yep.
But when you get to these ages, over 50, and if you start habits earlier, you're just going to improve the quality of your life, the quality of your mind. My mother died of a stroke, basically, and my father died of a massive heart attack at 48. And so you will check out of here. People are dying of cancer. I think that there is no reason why your business should not go through the roof. Tell us more about the specifics of how people engage you. We need to make sure that we get your contact information in the chat so that our community can access you. We want to buy things from you. And then are you prepared to be able to go into grocers? Do you have meals, things like that can go into places like Kroger? Because we have some connections with some of these food areas that we might be able to help with as well. Talk about that.
Absolutely. That is the good part of what we do is we are available at mspsgfree.com, as well as we have branched out into 24 Whole Foods in and around the Chicago area. Yes, we're in Whole Foods, and Whole Foods has been phenomenal to us.
Okay.
And we are growing store by store. And my plan, we take locally first, we do regionally, then we hit nationally. That's how we're going to do this. As well as we are in a lot of different retail opportunities in and around Chicagoland. We just went into a community fresh market, which is in the Inglewood area, which is ironic because Inglewood in Chicago is said to be one of the worst areas in the city. But it is where we got our start in our first Whole Foods in the Inglewood community. And now we are also in a community fresh market by Iman. And that too is in Inglewood. So if that means I got to go back to my roots and start talking to people about eating better, moving more, doing better, hey, let's do it. Because for us, there are 3 pillars that we look at for our business. First is family and faith. Without family or faith, we have nothing. Nothing. You cannot do much if you don't have that support system and you don't have faith. So I have absolutely those. Second is health. We want people to be around. We want you to enjoy when you get to be 70, because my 8-year-old granddaughter has already told me she want to run Miss PG free. So can I step aside? I'm like, well, can I be around a little bit longer? She's like, well, when you die. I'm like,
right. I got it. She said, I got it. I got this, mommy.
Right. And then, of course, to educate, to teach our folks that you can love what you eat and still eat it better. Using the old things that we used to all this lard and inhaling pork on a regular basis. I mean, I will tell you that you can treat yourself once again. But what you do regularly is what will show up on your face, on your body. So you can reach us at our website. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn. And you can reach out to me.
What is it? Now you said we're on. Brooke, are you with us? If Brooke is with us,
yeah, she posted already. MSPSG
our
free.
website up there. Brooke is on it.
Yeah, she's on it. She's on it.
Okay.
She is on it.
So I would like to invite our community, our community of influence.
Right.
3 areas. One, if you're connected to the grocery industry across the world. If you are, it's no good to hold the secret of connecting to the global market.
That's right.
So we're going to obviously think globally and act locally,
Right.
but start to make the connections. Number
Right.
2, for our distributors of the ingredients, we're business folks at the end of the day. That's why we grow these multi-million-dollar businesses.
Right. Come on now. Use right. Billion. We about to get there.
Yeah, right. So we have to have our distributors of these of our ingredients reach out to mspsgfree.com and Lisa Marsh to help her build up capacity by way of volume of ingredients.
Yes.
And decrease the cost. We know that costs are going up across the industry, across the platform, but we want to still remain competitive because her success is your success. Right?
Amen.
Number 3 is that for our social media and electronic platforms, we know that we can sell product within the brick and mortar.
Mm-hmm.
We also know that the growing trend is business to consumer directly.
Right.
And so we need to ensure, from our IT folks to our platform managers to those who are experts in selling product from the business to the consumer, to reach out to Lisa Marsh to help her build her platform, her website platform, that folks can go directly to her, see the menu of offerings, choose what they like, and then maybe choose something they haven't experienced to get a new experience. At the end of the day, your success as a tier 1 provider, as a end user, all your success is contingent on Lisa's success. If you don't include her, you're missing a significant marketplace, right? And it's not just people of color.
Right.
It's folks who want to change their mindset to live another day.
Yes.
Right.
We can't sell to customers who are not here.
That's right, Tommy.
Right. We need folks who are here.
Right. Tommy and I are going to work with you on this, Lisa. We are champions now. Your new bet. You found yourself some new best friends.
Yep.
Because we spend too much time talking about things that we may not be able to do a lot about.
Right.
But too many of us are losing family members early. I thought I want to connect you with the person that runs the Black Family Reunion here, because we need you to be on display there. All the Black notable restaurants and cultural restaurants around the country need to have you on their menu, or you teaching them. I think that as you use your gift to keep giving things away, that's what I'm going to say to you this morning, Lisa.
Yes.
Give away as much as you can, because God is going to bless you.
Yes, he does.
I see our kids even working together. I got 4 kids that all do music. We got to get this next generation ready for healthy living and healthy lifestyles. And see, you're ticking off all the boxes, because every time you talk about healthy food, people think, nasty, a horrible tasting. That's the thoughts that come to mind.
Those are myths.
And you're saying things that we don't have to live that way. You said I had to study myself and what I like and how to make what I like work. I love that. So I'm just excited about you bringing life to our community and beyond, because all communities need we don't want to limit you to just people of color. You know, you can go everywhere. There are people that need healthy living, healthy life decisions.
Yeah.
I think that you've got that in spades.
I want to ask you this,
Yeah.
Lisa. I think that's great, Eric. I want to ask you this: as we're prayerful individuals and a community, success will happen. However you define success, it will happen.
Yes.
My
Yes.
question to you is twofold. What does success look like for you personally
Excellent.
and professionally as a business? Because I think that there are times where businesses become successful and the owners, the founders, they lose their mind, right? And they leave the community, whatever that is. They even they literally just lose their mind, like, I am the success.
Right.
And the customer says, wait a minute.
Wait.
Yeah,
Wait.
we can shut you down.
How did you
right?
get there?
Yeah, we can shut you down. Now, we've seen this on the mega company side, right?
Oh, yeah.
So my question is again, what does success look like for you personally, maybe in the next 5, 10 years plus, and professionally as a company?
Right.
Yes. Okay. Personally, for me, success means being able to employ people, to give them a job where they can put their skills to work and be able to recognize that everybody can create value. You just have to figure out who you are, what you can bring. So if I can create jobs to encourage people to do better, to live better, to be better, for me, it's about living your best life. And I feel like I'm doing that right now. So, and I ain't got very much money, but
it's coming.
It is.
Yeah.
Just to be able to give jobs, to be able to take care of my family, to get rid of these generational curses and let my family know that we don't have to be poor all our lives, because that's where we come from. We come from poverty. I mean, 6 of us. I had 5 siblings and me and my 2 parents, where we had more month than money many times. Many times.
You know that story.
So just bringing my family away from those generational curses and creating a future, creating something in them where they can see that they can do anything they put their minds to. Having my grandchildren know that all you have to do is set goals and work hard, and you can get to wherever you want to be. For me personally, that is the ultimate. Professionally, again, creating jobs, creating a decent income, creating future entrepreneurs, creating people who have this vision of having their own business, creating people who say, wait, if she came from 47th Street in Chicago and she can build a business that now can employ people, I can do the same thing. I can do it. So letting people know that it is possible. Through God, all things are possible. And then creating a safe space for people to learn. Educating women who are like me professionally, who I can say, you are what you think you are. You create that. And with God, you can do it. I'm telling you, if it were not for him, I would have quit a long time ago. I'd have been like, what? Y'all want me to do what? No, thank you. I'm going to go this way. But professionally, creating jobs, building this company, getting our family out of these generational curses, moving forward, and just creating opportunity for people who want to learn and who want to grow. That is what it's all about. It is not all about having yachts and BMWs, even though they're nice.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
They're nice.
Right.
But to let other people see that it can be done. You can do it.
Well, let me share this with you, Lisa. About 15 years ago, I had a gentleman come to me and he said, Eric, won't you put me on, man, and buy me a shop, you guys that are making it, y'all need to be looking out for those of us in the community that haven't quite turned the corner. And so he said that. And at the time, Lisa, my house was in foreclosure.
Oh.
And I was struggling financially for business. I was taking business to him because I had to keep my old cars propped up,
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at him and said, brother, what are you talking about, man? You don't even know me. You don't know what I'm going through. And I remember going to God almost in anger and saying, God, what is this? Why are people saying dumb stuff like that to me when I'm in such a difficult time in my business and in my life?
Yeah.
And God said to me, Eric, don't complain about people seeing you the way that I made you.
Oh.
In other words, your current condition does not define who you are.
Exactly.
Lisa, that's what I want to say to you today. That your current condition, your current needs do not in any way define who you are. You are a ball of positive energy and life. You have come to this show this morning.
And let it shine.
Just like a thunderbolt.
A thunderbolt.
And you are breaking through with positivity, energy, and wealth.
Yep.
Everything I see in you, sis, is that those days are coming. So whatever you think you're in need of today, that ain't gonna last long, because you are a giver of life, and the God and the love that's inside of you.
Yes.
I can hear that it's coming forth in your hands and the things that you do. And when you start speaking life to the world, anybody that hears that has got to be a facilitator of making sure that you're successful.
Eric,
I receive that.
Yeah, receive it. Receive it. That's good word. I'm glad it's that you receive it. We do want to remind our community that Lisa Marsh of Miss P's gluten-free desserts, right? Cookies. She's not selling the entire entree, right? It's not a shock. This is a sweet closure of your meal, a sweet snack. And so you don't want to be overwhelmed by saying, okay, I got to change everything. No, that's not what she's saying. That's not what I heard. She has a very niche opportunity, a product, a solution that will help you begin to change your mindset. I listen to that because I love sweets. I love snacks. I love cookies. I do.
I'm all over it.
I'm all over it.
Right.
And so I race to get to the dessert.
Right.
You don't hear me, right? As a grown man who's not under my parents' regime anymore, I can eat my dessert first.
Absolutely.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, and look around while I'm eating my cookie. Where'd you get that, Miss P's gluten-free? Right. What about your meal? I'll eat that too. Right. So I can have that cookie before and after the meal. Right. I can have that cookie in the morning and afternoon, whatever, with moderation, right? We don't want to overdo it.
Yep.
And so I would like to ask you again, as you reintroduce your company and your opportunity for us, really share a little bit more, just reiterate what your business is, what you provide in a snapshot, right? We'll bring up the website once again, and how could people maybe in addition to the website, how can they reach you? If there's a 800 number or just a telephone number, or maybe a website, email, how else? But kind of reintroduce yourself again.
Okay, I can absolutely do that. I am Lisa Marsh. I founded and am CEO of Miss P's Gluten-Free. Did I mention Miss P was my mom, named in her honor? She was Miss Euless Patterson Brown, and everybody called her Miss P. So who else to give honor to but to the lady who gave me life? So Miss P's G-Free can be found on our website, www.mspsgfree.com, or hit us up via email. My email is orders@mspsgfree.com. Really simple. Or if you just want to call us, our business number is 630-447-0315. I will more than likely answer the phone if I'm not on a call, or I will absolutely call you back. And we deliver delicious, nutritious, and healthy gluten-free snack foods that can be found in your local Whole Foods around Chicagoland or on our website. And our granola, guys, is so delicious, and it gives you that flax, organic chia, whole raw cashews. And we are doing a launch next month. We've got 2 new flavors: chocolate, hazelnut, pecan.
Okay.
So good. And then for those who can't do nuts, because I love nuts, I'm a little nuts for nuts, but we have a harvest blend that has your organic pumpkin seed and your raw sunflower seeds, and is so delicious. So, guys, check us out online. Give us a call. Send us an email. We love our customers and consumers, and we exist for you. We are here to help you discover that journey that's going to get you to your best life. So
that's great. You all need to jump on this now. As she mentioned, you can give her a call now, and she may very well answer the call.
absolutely.
I'll tell you that's not going to last long, good people. You're not going to be able to reach this woman directly at all in a year.
Facts.
Right? You're going to be talking to the call center.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Overwhelmed. All you need is exposure, sis.
Yeah, this is it.
You've got a spirit that is ready for television. You need to be doing a regular podcast yourself. You need to have I'm just thinking about the woman that Childs. They got a little special out right now on her.
Mm-hmm.
And you have that kind of infectious kind of personality that people can enjoy watching. You cook and put things together. I can see that happening. We might even have you back ourselves to do that. And we'll just talk through that with you while you are cooking and letting our audience hear you talk about life and what it means in this space. But this has been amazingly powerful. I don't know if when you were working in the prison system, if you knew my cousin, they called him Show. Marcus Holton is in the Chicago area. And has worked in the system for 25 plus years. So,
now is he state or federal? Because there's state, there's county, there's
state. I think he's state.
Okay, see, I was federal. I was in. My people, my family used to be like, "Oh, she them people, she the feds. We can't say much now."
Right. So, give us just a little bit about that with our last few minutes. How you got into sort of federal corrections, what you did, what you saw, what you learned that has inspired you into this work today, even?
Well, I will say that the Federal Bureau of Prisons for me was my start. It helped me to formulate who I am, discover that I like who I am, and that I can be that person even in a negative environment, because people think of prisons and they're like, no, thank you. And that was my first thought. But when I went into prison and I saw people who had lost that zeal, who had a lot of people who are in federal prison are entrepreneurs. They unfortunately discovered how to do things the wrong way, but they've got these gifts and talents that they could bring to any organization. And unfortunately, they felt like they only had one option. But I will tell you that a lot of people in federal prison can run multi-million-dollar companies if they had the opportunity. And for me, I started as a correctional officer. I then went to affirmative employment, where I taught diversity, equity, and inclusion. Our regional office. I was the Black Affairs Program Manager. And when I retired, I was the supervisor of education. And for me, that was my most rewarding role, because I got to talk to guys and I told them, you are what you think you are. You get in here, you get this GED. Well, I don't know why y'all making me. I don't care what you think about that. You need this, and it is only going to help you when you leave. We had reentry programs. We had all types of things. But the biggest thing we had to overcome is what these guys have been told all their lives, that they can't, You should see the look on a man or woman's face when she gets that GED. When she passes that test, And for me, I like to play with people. So I would go to the housing unit and say, well, the test results are in, and unfortunately, and then you could see the look on their face.
Right, because they
And I'd
used
be
to
like,
disappoint.
you passed. I passed.
Right,
Like,
right.
yes, I had one guy. He was like leader of the disciples or whoever, big burly bald head guy. When I told that dude he passed the GED, he was in his unit like, look, y'all, this is mine. Other people might have one look like this, but this one belonged to me. I was like, see? And he had taken the test 3 times and he had finally passed. He wanted to give up after the first one. And I said, no, you are going to keep doing this until you get it. And that's what we have to hold on to. It may not be the first time. It may not even be the second time. But if you firmly believe in anything and you know that God is with you, you keep doing it until you get what you want.
Right.
Hey, Lisa, I hope that you are hearing your own message. I do.
I have to. I got to tell myself that every day.
Yes, because what you just shared were pearls of wisdom. And so thank you very much for sharing that journey, and looking forward to having you back on next few months or so, hearing of your progress,
yes,
your journey, and then the evolution of the business as well.
Right. We've got a few more minutes. And the thing is, what I was thinking about there, Lisa, was him holding up his GED and saying, this belongs to me.
Yes.
And I think that we've got to figure out how to get people to celebrate their healthy lifestyle choices and celebrating this belongs to me. In other words, I've made some decisions in my life that are giving me greater life. As you think about diversity, equity, and inclusion, for you, why was that important? And is there any play at all that could be had between some of these lifestyle choices and community? So if you thought about merging diversity with these healthy lifestyle choices, because I'm hearing you, even though you're dealing with food and desserts, you're talking to people about fitness and exercise, meditation and prayer. Talk to us about, is there a way, in your view, that we can create community across diverse communities using the things that you have been exposed to and do together?
Absolutely. I have had dreams of doing that. I have had dreams of going into Inglewood and setting up our vendor booth and doing yoga in the parking lot and talking to ladies and doing walks around the neighborhood and letting people know that because you live here does not mean that you can't have a future. It is all about the choices that we make and letting people know that once you change your mindset, once you decide that you want better and you can do better, just start taking those steps. It's not going to happen overnight, but you got to take the steps necessary to put you on that path. And once you do, the universe will help you. The universe will help you move forward once you start taking those steps. So if it were my dream, we would be in a parking lot at Whole Foods Market in Inglewood on 63rd and Halsted, doing yoga, having water, having some of my delicious granola to fuel you up, and teaching people to start taking those steps to a better you.
Yes. I definitely have to visit Southside Chicago, 63rd and Halsted. Check it out. My stomping grounds, 87th State. Oh yeah. So very familiar. Yeah, we never know who we talking to.
We never know.
So hey, want to invite the community just to support, not only just a one-off, but be a sustained mindset shift in their support. Right, as Brother Ken Wilson says, the universe. The universe, right? Universe is speaking. Indeed. Right. I think we have maybe 1 minute left or so, Eric.
Yeah. And so with our final minute, Lisa, is there any last message that you'd like to give to people before you wrap up this powerhouse show that you've given us today.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. You guys have been phenomenal. I will say that. I appreciate allowing me to just come into your podcast and into your world and talk to your people. And for me, I'd say the first thing we have to do to get on that path is change our mindset. And I did that by listening to positive words of encouragement. I listened to people like Les Brown. He is so encouraging, talking to you about changing your life. And it's all about making that decision. What do you want? What do you want from life? Because when you decide that, then you take steps to get it. And it can happen. It can truly happen.
That's powerful. And Tommy Lewis said, you got to see the pitch before it's thrown.
Yes.
And you got to be prepared for the curveballs and things of life.
Yep.
You have given us some tools that might help us to see those pitches before they ever come. The pitch of diabetes and high blood pressure and all those things. We see those before they ever get there. And if we're putting the right things in our mind and in our body, there's no reason why we can't knock that ball out the park. So Lisa, we want to thank you for joining us this Saturday morning. Community, we want to thank you all for staying the course and sticking with us. We love you, and we want you to continue to have powerful diversity conversations, and we'll see you next Saturday.
All right, guys. Stay blessed. Stay healthy.
Yeah.